Welcome back, everybody, to JK Sports episode 2. And what we forgot in the first video is that our names. I'm Johnny O.
I'm Keenan.
So definitely should have mentioned that in the first video. But today's topic is the NBA just mid-season review.
Yeah.
Essentially talking about like pretenders and contenders and bottom feeders.
Just what we think of teams and how they're performing.
And if there could be an potential upswing, potential trades maybe.
Yeah.
But let's start off with the Eastern Conference and with Atlanta.
Surprising number one.
Atlanta number 1, 25-8, 8 losses.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and for the most part, they've done it with Jeff Teague, their star point guard, injured.
A very team-oriented team there.
They've had a guy out of nowhere, Schroeder, I think his name is, out of Germany.
Mm-hmm.
He has really performed when he's been called upon.
And of course, the always reliable Horford and Millsap.
Millsap's a beast.
And Korver.
Korver back to shooting threes.
I don't know why he's bouncing from team to team. I guess people just think he's just a shooter, really, but he does a lot more. He opens up a lot of play.
And for a pure shooter, he's a really good passer.
Yeah, I really like Korver. Even though he always dominates my Knicks all the time. In Chicago, Toronto, Washington.
Chicago, it's more because of Pau Gasol. Because Derrick Rose is falling off.
Right.
Big time.
And Gibson, though, he's
great off the bench.
Yeah, he could be a starter in most teams, I think.
They have, I just heard it the other day, they have the best trio of big men passers.
Oh, yeah.
With Gasol, Noah, and Gibson.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, I really like Noah as a player. I don't like him because he went to UF.
Pretty much the same thing here.
And won the championship. But what do you think about Chicago, Toronto, Washington, Cleveland? Those are the ones that I think are all in play to make the finals. I think
Toronto too.
I said Toronto.
If they get DeRozan back.
Yeah.
For the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying all those teams could all potentially make the conference finals or finals because.
If Cleveland can mesh.
Yeah, once LeBron gets back. Because even when the Miami trio, it took them a little bit.
It did.
Not as long as this Cleveland team.
The difference to me is there's two big differences between the Miami trio and this trio. One is that their focus on defense. Miami had a huge focus on defense, and Cleveland doesn't seem to.
Yeah, it's because also Wade back then is better than I think Irving now still, even though Wade was
Wade was in his prime and Kyrie's entering, so that's understandable.
And Wade has always played defense kind of because he was growing through what's his name, what's the coach?
I know he's coach for Indiana now. Tom Crean.
Yeah, so he was always in the leaders and steals and blocks. He gets
he's the best shooting guard as far as blocks.
And you just got to instill that into the team in Cleveland, really.
And the other big difference is the coach. I don't think their coach Blatt is the right fit at all.
It doesn't seem like the team's really buying into him. It doesn't seem like LeBron's. It doesn't really have his vote of confidence from the quotes I read. But still, given that they're going to wake up at some point.
Yeah.
And if anything, if LeBron just gets fully healthy at some point, he could carry that team.
He can.
Let's just be honest. But yeah, Toronto is playing well. Washington, I think that team is like the funnest team to watch in the East.
They are. Their backcourt is just
Wall and
ridiculous.
Beal are so fun.
And they have good veterans too, Nene and Gortat in the post.
Yeah, I really like those two too.
Rasul Butler has been coming out too.
Oh really?
3-point shooting, yeah.
That's good. Who do you think? Let's look at the guys that are like on the cusp of the playoffs. Brooklyn, Miami, Milwaukee are the 6, 7, 8 in the East.
Okay.
And Indiana, Boston, Orlando, they can still make the playoffs, and that 7, 8 seed is still up in the air.
Yeah, Orlando definitely could make a run.
Yeah. I think Indiana will eventually make it in.
I don't. I don't think they will.
They have the best defense in the league, so I think they just got to put something together offensively.
They don't have a true guy to go to in the fourth. That's the thing for me. A guy that can just take over when they're down. They don't have it.
Yeah, I don't know because like Atlanta, I don't think they kind of like. Yeah, I guess you could rely on Teague or Millsap maybe.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that's my fourth quarter guy, Jeff Teague. I think there's ways around that. Just play better basketball. I guess that's. Hey, I should be a coach. Hey, play better. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, that's all. That's it.
I don't know. I think they find a way to sneak in. I don't think Boston gets in. Orlando could do something.
Yeah, Boston's definitely not getting in after the trade they made.
Yeah. You think Brooklyn, Miami, and Milwaukee stay in there? You think it sticks the way it is right now?
I think Miami and Brooklyn stay. I don't know about Milwaukee because they've had a lot of injuries.
And Jabari's gone.
Yeah. I think Orlando could definitely rise and get in there. So that to me, I think Brooklyn moves up to 6. Miami probably stays around either 7th or 8th, and Orlando makes that either 7th or 8th, depending on Miami.
Yeah. But yeah, the top 5 in the East.
It's pretty much there to stay.
I think that's
they could move and shift, but
within each other. But
those are the 5.
Yeah. So let's talk about. Well, should we talk about New York and Philadelphia just giving away wins?
Yeah, I think it's a race for the number 1 draft pick.
The thing that I find interesting about both these teams, while New York has 5 wins, Philadelphia has 4, I think they're there on different reasons. Philadelphia seems like they're clearly tanking.
Yes.
Like they didn't try to acquire anyone to help their team.
And the talent they do have is there. It's just
they have a bunch of young talent that could potentially be something. Whereas New York, outside of maybe Hardaway and Larkin, and Shumpert, if you still find potential in him, I mean, he can always click with Shumpert.
AC's just a roster fill, really.
I think he would be good on a team that had it together, but this team just is kind of just all over the place. And while I know a lot of New York fans are calling for Derek Fisher's head already, I think just the team he got was a mess.
Yeah. And before the season started, I thought he was a great coach and a great hire because he knows basketball.
And him and Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson wanted a guy as he wanted a beacon of the triangle offense. Like he wanted someone who was a disciple of his, and who better than Derek Fisher? I know he wanted Brian Shaw and Steve Kerr, whereas Steve Kerr spurned him for the Golden State, which is the best decision of his life.
Easily.
I think Derek Fisher gets a pass. I think Phil Jackson gets a pass because it seemed like he already, in his quotes, that he wasn't really thinking about winning this year anyways. I think they really need to just let Melo rest his knee and just try to weather the storm for this season.
And let the cap space help him out next year.
Stoudemire will come off the books. But first, just wait out the season, tank as whatever. They're tanking, but not on purpose. That's how pathetic they are. But just try to get Okafor. I don't know how you try to do that because it's a lottery, but you need a prime prospect to build your team around because Carmelo's already 30. He'll be 31.
Yes, he's up there.
And he's already gotten knee problems now, so hopefully that's what comes to fruition for them, whereas Philadelphia still has a lot of upside.
I'm surprised he doesn't have back problems with all the carrying he's doing.
For a couple of seasons. But at least he had Tyson last year, or the last couple of seasons, and what a great move for him. He should be really thanking Phil Jackson for moving him to Dallas.
Yeah.
One of the most high-powered offenses in the league.
Which I guess will transition us to the West. With Golden State, Portland, Memphis, a lot of great teams.
Wait! Before we go to the West, who do you think anyone is an actual NBA championship contender
in the East?
Yeah, in the East. Do you think there's someone?
Atlanta.
You think they're?
I think they are. With Jeff Teague back, they're even better than they're already the number 1 without Jeff Teague. With him, I think they're definitely a championship team.
Okay. Much like the Pistons.
Yeah, if Toronto can get DeRozan back in time for the playoffs, which I think they go off.
You think they can beat a Western Conference finals team?
The right Western Conference team. Yes.
Okay. I don't think
a team like San Antonio. I don't think they can.
Personally, I don't think anyone in the East, other than if Cleveland somehow wakes up, is going to beat a Western Conference beast, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah. But who knows?
So Western, Golden State at the 1, who came out firing at the start of the season. Portland, who's always great. Memphis, Dallas, Houston.
It seems like the same people.
It is,
except for like Golden State at the top.
Dallas and Houston have had some upgrades mid-season. Clippers, San Antonio, Phoenix, and the surprising New Orleans and Oklahoma City, which understandably just outside of the playoffs, but
they're going to get in.
That could change
once they get healthy.
Yeah.
And start clicking, they'll be in there.
Yeah. So one with Golden State, arguably the best backcourt.
Yeah, and if they can keep that number one, they're going to be unstoppable. They have one loss at home in the entire season. So if they get
I didn't know
home court advantage, they're going to be unstoppable.
And now they got David Lee back. So
wow, yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, so they could be pretty good.
Yeah,
and Maurice Spates he stepped up.
Has he?
Yeah, big time.
Off the bench, or is he starting now?
He was starting. I think now he's stepped up so big they have him starting now. He was off the bench, but because David Lee was out, he started. And now that David Lee's back, he's starting at center with Lee at point at power.
So what do you think about Memphis? Do you think they finally break out this year? They're always really tough in the playoffs.
Mike Conley has stepped it up. He's making a case.
Well, he's been really good for a while.
Yeah, but he's starting to make a case for the top 5 point guard in the West, which is saying something. There's a lot of.
I feel like he's been in that conversation for a bit.
Top 5 though.
Yeah, especially in the West.
Have you seen all the point guards in the West?
Yeah, Curry, Paul.
All right, Curry, Lillard, Conley. Now you have Rondo.
And Tony Parker.
Chris Paul.
He's clearly
Tony
better
Parker.
than Rondo.
You got Bledsoe.
All right, dude. They'll just start naming every point guard.
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, that is. You're right.
Ty Lawson.
Yeah, you're right. There's a bunch of talented point guards there. Yeah, but he's just really complete. There's some guys who are more offensive oriented.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think? Do you think Memphis has a shot at getting all the way to the finals?
Memphis, if Zebo can get healthy, yeah.
And Gasol's one of the best centers in the NBA.
Yeah.
San Antonio, do you think they'll wake up and get up there?
Greg Popovich knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He has proven day in and day out that he knows what it takes.
Never doubt Greg Popovich. He'll just rest people just for resting them. As long as they get in the playoffs,
yeah, that's all they need.
You're not going to want to face San Antonio.
No.
Oklahoma City, we know is going to make it at some point.
I think the Clippers are kind of like Sacramento of the late 90s and early 2000s. They're that playoff.
I love that team.
They're that playoff team that...
We're talking about Divac. We're talking about Mike Bibby. We're talking about Stojakovic.
Yeah.
Chris Webber.
I think they're that team. They're exciting. They're fun to watch.
Jason
Williams.
But
they're not going to win the championship.
All right. Well, Sacramento got robbed. Those refs were awful. Anytime anyone breathed on Shaq, that was a free throw. But I don't know. I think you're right. I think that's a really good comparison. But do you think New Orleans is going to sneak in?
New Orleans. Anthony Davis is such a monster.
He is my MVP. If I were to start a team from rock bottom to the top, I'm starting it with Anthony Davis.
I don't think there's a question. Even with LeBron and Durant out there, he's
averaging 23 plus or 20 plus, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, like almost 2 assists, 2 steals.
And he's a great free throw shooter.
80% free throw shooter. Like, he's the most efficient player on the planet.
He really is. Dallas, like we mentioned earlier, Dallas and Houston getting upgrades. Dallas with the Rondo trade and Houston picking up Josh Smith.
Yeah, I think Dallas is just is well run. Like, you thought they were done like a couple seasons ago.
Yeah,
but
I did.
Then they get an infusion of offense with Monta Ellis. Mm-hmm. Then this offseason they pick up Tyson Chandler. Then they now pick up Rondo for
their starting 5 is amazing.
Yeah.
Chandler Parsons, too, who they just got in the offseason.
Yeah, Chandler Parsons. Yeah, of course. And I think they have the number 1 offense in the NBA right now. And that's crazy because you have Tyson Chandler in there.
Yeah.
He doesn't provide a whole lot of offense.
He has been a little bit this year, but yeah.
He started getting that J.
You know how many 20 rebound games he has? Like a good 4, at least.
Yeah, but Yeah, he's always been a monster on the offensive boards too.
Yeah.
So who do you think is a real contender? I feel like there's a number of teams in the
outside
West.
of the top 2 or 3, because they're easy contenders. Outside the top 2 or 3, San Antonio is always going to be that contender. Phoenix has surprised me a little bit.
Contender? Do you think Phoenix is contender material?
Yeah, true.
That's a pretender and a half right there. They're a good team, but they're not contending.
They have the best trio of guards.
Really?
Dragic, Bledsoe, and Isaiah Thomas.
Well, Isaiah Thomas is good. I don't know. I'd rather have Curry and Thompson and whoever the hell.
Just throw that guy in there.
Basically.
Curry, Thompson, and you.
Best trio in the league. But I think pretty much anyone that's in there outside of Phoenix could contend for a title.
And Phoenix could honestly fall out with Oklahoma City.
I think that's what's going to happen, honestly. Yeah. But all the credit to the coach there. And I really want New Orleans to make it, just so I want to see some Anthony Davis.
So do I. But then who falls out then?
That's the question.
I mean, Phoenix falling out for OKC. Who falls out for New Orleans?
So who do you think is going to the finals? Give me 2 teams right now.
2 teams.
Eastern and West.
I really want to say Portland. I love Portland, but I don't think they have that third guy. They have a lot of great players, but I don't think they quite make it. It's hard to count out San Antonio. I'm gonna go Golden State because, like I said, with their big men now, I think they could make that run. And out of the East, it's either Atlanta or Toronto. I think once DeRozan gets back, I think Toronto makes it.
So you're going Toronto and Golden State.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is a strange finals.
Yeah, because it's always the same players usually. So, all right. I'm going to go with Dallas in the West. I think they're going to...
With the Rondo making them.
They'll find a way to click. They'll probably stumble apart for a little run, but once you make the playoffs, Dallas has been there often.
And all you have to do is get hot right before the playoffs.
Exactly. And in the East, I'll probably I hate to go with Cleveland. It's either Cleveland or Washington for me.
Really?
Yeah, I know it's strange. I'll go with Cleveland.
So you have Cleveland and Dallas. So that LeBron Nowitzki matchup again.
Yeah, pretty much. That'd be interesting to see. I'd like to see yours.
Yeah.
Just a couple new teams. You get tired.
Some new blood. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a Knicks fan, and I know my team's never going to make it, but it's always the same team.
Yeah, and I'm a Heat fan. I had my run. I'm happy for it. Thank you, LeBron. But yeah, I've had my fill.
Yeah, you have.
And I'm a true Miami fan. I've been a Miami fan for a long time, not a bandwagoner.
It's true. You were there during the Hardaway morning days.
I was there during that.
Dan Marley.
Oh, yeah. I love Dan Marley.
Yeah, you did.
But, yeah, I had to sit there through that horrible season we had in, 2007?
Oh, that horrible season. That horrible season. Poor you. That horrible, 2 decades. But... yeah, that's pretty much it. That pretty much wraps it up for this episode, right?
Yeah. I can't think of anything.
So let us know in the comments what you think, why we're wrong, why you agree with us, and give us a thumbs up, subscribe.
Any picks you have.
Yeah.
Maybe you have different picks.
And let us know if you want us to discuss anything, and we'll talk about it in the next video.
Yeah.
So thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.